And Adin Masencamp, the South African, coming in as a wild card here, and he will be relishing this opportunity. Look at those lines bending into the point here, boys.
So cool to see. You know, take a look. I like Adin Masencamp's chances here, even though he's up against obviously Filipe, a two-time winner here in Kanoa Igarashi. But Adin is one to watch.
And Kanoa looking to finish off a season which, by his own pretty high standards, been a little bit lackluster so far. He's been found a little bit wanting in terms of results. He is a great match for this wave in these kind of conditions as well. Let's see how he goes in the opening round here. And from really deep, Igarashi, he is motoring through a high. Here goes the wild card, Masencamp, the South African. Great looking wave for him. Just slashes at speed into the bottom turn and laying that one hard on a rail. Another vicious, venomous snap. And again from Masencamp. And he'll regather and hit it again. Just knifing through sections here. Gets a little weird on a floater. But a brilliant wave from him. And those maneuvers done with a lot of vim and vigor. Let's see where that goes score-wise.
You know, obviously, you know, first wave in this championship tour event. You know, the spotlight is on him. But yeah, there's especially towards the end here. You know, he got a little anxious, I think, especially when he came out of that with a little limited speed, and then had to push hard here, and unfortunately goes down. But a little wiggle in the float.
Let's go in here from AJ McCord.
Adin yesterday talking about that he's always dreamed of this moment, competing here at J-Bay on the CT, and now he's getting a chance to live that dream. And Pete, like you were talking about, so much of his preparation.
Things are settling down for him.
Here he goes again. A little calmer energy from him. Lays back hard on that rail. So fitting in that maneuver. He got a 5 for his previous effort. 5-point ride from him. A mid-range number. Meanwhile, Igarashi here loading up off the bottom. And a big stinging turn from him. It's smooth. Goes to lip line. Lands that with speed. Wraps one in the pocket. And gathers again here. And he'll go on a rail with a little bit of release out of the tail, back into the lip again. A trademark turn from him. He taps that tail at speed, lets the wave do the work. Really good body position from him. This wave maybe a touch soft through here. Nevertheless, he'll keep swinging and goes with a big air reverse. Nice and tail high. It's clean, lands it straight-legged. And a good wave from Kanoa.
Really wasn't in rhythm, but he waited with that second priority to be able to get this wave, and it worked out well because Filipe definitely had priority at that point and didn't take this wave. So good job for Kanoa, especially at 19 minutes. You know, the time's starting to wind down, and his surfing is definitely spot on for this style of wave. You know, again, he has this like that tail drift that moves down the line. That's a maneuver that he's pretty much patent. And Griffin's got it, and then also, you know, he can go and do that kind of stuff too. So this is a nice, well-constructed wave for Kanoa, and it's the best number of the heat, so it's going to put him right in this one.
Technically, you know, Kanoa's he's just on the money. Interesting, you know, the boards that he's been riding seem to be a little bit thinner, or he has just put on more weight, and he's got crazy control over his equipment. It's just, you know, the way that he can push his board around, the way that he's utilizing his power to technique is insane.
Kind of an uneventful year, really.
We'll pick up Igarashi, who's absolutely flying down the line here, loading up. And he'll go a big extended floater, puts the hands behind the back up there. It's not something you see all that often. A quick whip in the pocket and stabs it to finish as well. So with his last 2 waves, really stamping a bit of authority on this heat. Welcome back to live action from J-Bay. Here goes the yellow jersey worn by Filipe Toledo. And he's waited a long time for this wave, 25 minutes. Big stinging snap from him. Just unleashing. And again, going up into the lip, getting a little slide, and has to be patient to line up this turn, which is a precise wrapping hook in the pocket again, just forcing himself into the lip, and a strong finish from him. So after a quiet start, 20 odd minutes without riding a wave, Toledo's got something to say. In different parts of the point from where the waves were, but when he connected with this one, he did it really well.
He sure did, and the number's already in, and it's definitely one of the best numbers of the day. And that's his, you know, he's got this ability, even when he's not even working that hard, he's still so quick in transition, top to bottom, and excellent number, 8.5.
puts himself just into a great place in the heat. Even though he waited over half of it, it was worth it. It was worth the wait. He was identifying the fact that he needed a certain type of wave to do surfing like this. And, you know, all day long it's been kind of the tempo of the heat winds. You know, they're just getting those good waves is what matters, and that's exactly what he did. Beautiful surfing on the rail, throwing the tail out, you know, power surfing too as well. You know, that's something that I love, the identification of the power surfing, and that's what the judges have been pushing on. Even when you go technical, you have to do it with power.
Great number in for Toledo, 8-5 from the panel. Excellent surfing to open his account in this one. That wave had a little bit extra height on it, maybe a foot or so, and that extra order of magnitude is met with the power that he exerts. Kanoa Igarashi had the lead for a while, and we'll pick him up here in live action. And goes a little wrong for him as he just gets a touch caught. Recovers pretty well though. He's surfing really tight in the pocket on this wave. And there's another nice light touch from him. Nevertheless, just hooking in the juice. Really finding the power source in the wave. He has to be patient between maneuvers here. And just get himself back in the inside bowl. Igarashi into the lip for a finish.
So we'll see where this number comes in. Definitely feels like it's going to be better than the 5.3, but it definitely got hindered by that little hitch and that one section.
Live action, Toledo doesn't like it, realised that one's going to be soft. Elects not to put a backup score on the board there. It's interesting to see how that goes for Kanoa with the number. And on the inside, here goes the South African wildcard. And he'll dip in, first turn, wraps one into the pocket. Off the bottom, big stinging snap from him again. And then back on that rail and carving it up in the pocket here, dealing with some white water on the face, keeping that rail nice and crisp. Quick snapping hit from him into the lip, and again just sits down and loses control there. Didn't have the legs for it.
Get himself even close to a heat win. The wave had the opportunity here, though. It felt like to me some good surfing outside, but that falter at the end. It's unfortunate.
Interesting. You watch his board. He's either on the fins or trying to get to the rail, but the transition between the two doesn't seem to happen very seamless, right? There's not a fin to rail kind of combination, but you know he's pushing hard on those fins.
A lot of pressure on that back foot. And, you know, the best of the best. You know, there's a balance, right, of how much pressure you put front foot to back foot. And again, with all the experience here, I mean, this is a wave that you can kind of put a little more pressure on that back leg for sure. But ultimately, if you want to showcase that variety, he's been able to kind of whip that board right back into the pit. That's a little point of difference. A little froth on the face here, but I can see just had to work to get that board and the rail through that maneuver. But again, that's kind of, you know, same type of turn. Judges will take note of that. You know, similar style turns. You want to showcase that variety. I'm liking the way Adin has been surfing, but this is a big moment. And again, they're trying to push it a bit, and just ended up sitting down. Oh, so you're saying that the less volume and the strength that he has there, he's pushing a little hard and he's getting a little bit too much release out of it.
Here goes Toledo having a swing. Big spray from him from an opening turn. There's the lip line straight down and then pumping off the bottom. Tags it again one more time. And hooking one, snapping with the lip, getting his board going completely the other way, recovering well into another speed turn. Opens up on the rail, variety here from him. And for good measure, he goes in the reverse, out of the lip to finish. And if you're looking for, well, he needs a high five, he'd be feeling pretty good.
Looks so brutal. But the way he, you know, he rode this wave, if it wasn't, you know, like we said, he didn't need that big of a wave to get the score. And finds a rhythm and a flow down the line on this wave. There was a little in-between stuff, but in the end, he really found a place to place the surfboard and find maneuvers. And that's all he, you know, that turn right there was beautiful. The variety was there. You know, there was enough on it to get himself into the, you know, 6, 5, 7 points that he needed to take over this lead. And
I think he's going to get a little more than that.
You do?
Yeah, just in regards to the package fully, you know, he had a ton of variety, had the progressive element at the end.
Yeah.
You know, the tail drifts, you know, in relation to what we saw from Kanoa's, I mean, 733, we didn't see a whole lot of pitches in that, so it feels like it could be better than the 7-3-3. So we'll see what the judges think.
There's a replay from Masencamp, looking for something in the lip. Comes up a bit short right there. I just feel like he needs a little bit more on that rail. But he's pushing.
Yeah, the board feels like he's not keeping it on rail. He flattens it out in the lip.
He's having another look here. Gets himself in the lead and gets himself another wave, which will run away. Just in those 2 waves that he's scored so far. Does feel. Let's pick up live action here. Igarashi, second place right now. He's chasing a 7.95. Massive first hit from him. A snap on the rail. It's a quick one because this section will tighten up. And again, really smooth as he applies pressure. Big stinging snap from him. And he'll keep winding down the line here. Igarashi looking for a strong finish. What's he got for us? He's got a ton of speed, a float to set up, and then off the bottom. And a slightly sort of speculative swing at a snap. And again, going towards the inside, and it goes slightly awry. Doesn't get the banging finish he was after.
He looked like he was searching for it too far away, though. If you look, watch this turn. Beautiful. Goes into another one. Bang. And, you know, this next turn, he really opens up and just gouges into the face. Beautiful. Opens the wingspan, right? I mean, everything about this wave's calling excellent to me. And then right here, this wind-up, if he could have just done a maneuver right here where he just utilized even that lip line, but instead he's searching down the line too much, and then he just wastes away and loses speed. The wave loses power, and he falls away from it.
But I mean, you think about the size of that set wave.
As we'll check out vision of Toledo on a smaller inside pocket of energy and a little lazy air, which will stomp and just look to, well, first job, keep the board off the rocks. Look to bring this in here.
But also good to see that definitely healthy.
Filipe Toledo will clamber back up the rocks here, and he'll get to skip the elimination round. Igarashi and Masencamp will come back there to think again. That's heat number 4 of the opening round here at J-Bay already. A really enjoyable morning's action.